Recently, one of the most talked about variety shows on the air, Call Me by Fire, has taken screens by storm. Among all the cast members, the actor everyone is talking about is none other than Wang Chuanjun. However, in the latest episode, what left millions of viewers heartbroken and the entire internet drowning in a sea of tears in a matter of seconds wasn't a grand stage performance. It was an unusually raw, unfiltered reaction he shared during a casual chat. On stage, Wang Chuanjun looked as though he was remembering a dear friend who had passed away. He never once mentioned their name, and from start to finish, he didn't even dare to lift his head to look at the camera. With a raspy, broken voice, he simply said, "Along this journey, people come and go, and many friends have left my side." The moment those words dropped, his voice choked up completely. He paused twice, his lips trembling slightly, unable to even finish a single sentence. No names, no backstory, no scripted sentimentality. Yet, within seconds of the broadcast, the comment sections and live streams across the web were simultaneously echoing the exact same name, Qiao Renliang. The topic skyrocketed straight into the top 3 trending searches on Weibo, even claiming the #1 spot. Just imagine, why would someone who didn't drop a name, gave zero explanation, and didn't even dare to look up at the camera, manage to make millions of people across the entire internet guess it right on the dot within mere seconds? This tells us a profound truth. Some realities don't need to be spoken out loud. At the same time, the things that are deliberately swept under the rug are precisely what society has spent years trying to uncover, searching for the raw, bleeding wound hidden beneath the silence. Before we tear this all down piece by piece, if you want to support Trace Zero so we can keep bringing you deeper, long-form investigations, consider joining Trace Circle. You'll get exclusive stickers featuring my face to use in the live chats and comment sections. I'll see you there. Hey Tracers, Sean here, and welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into an emotionally charged moment that managed to rip open the hearts of millions online. A subtle, heavy signal of deep-seated grief from actor Wang Chuanjun on the stage of Call Me by Fire. It's a moment that instantly cracked open Pandora's box, dragging up questions about loyalty, the dark secrets of the entertainment industry, and a decade-long pursuit of a truth that refuses to stay buried. Because you never know how deep this hole goes. Let's trace this story all the way back to its roots. Time rolls back to 2007. That was the year Wang Chuanjun and Qiao Renliang first crossed paths on Dragon Television's reality show Go. Good men, forging a bond that ran incredibly deep. In past talk shows, whenever he was asked who his best friend was, Wang Chuanjun wouldn't hesitate for a second to name Qiao Renliang as the closest brother he had. Qiao Renliang even wrote his very first original song dedicated specifically to Wang Chuanjun. Back then, a 19-year-old Qiao Renliang exuded pure charm, sweeping the national talent competition to claim the championship title. In past interviews, whenever reporters asked who his best friend in the entertainment industry was, Wang Chuanjun never once hesitated, instantly answering Qiao Renliang and calling him the brother with whom he shared the most meaningful bond of his life. Back in those days, Qiao Renliang was always the very first person Wang Chuanjun would call the moment he finished writing a new song. It was one of the purest, most touching depictions of youthful camaraderie in the early days of Chinese showbiz, yet a cruel twist of fate ripped it all away in an instant. In September 2016, Qiao Renliang suddenly passed away, and in the aftermath, the internet was flooded with dark, disturbing rumors concerning the details of his death. To make matters even worse, just 3 months later, Wang Chuanjun's mother also passed away from illness. This double blow, losing both his closest friend and a parent, completely reshaped Wang Chuanjun's life and personality. He stopped taking on cheerful, romantic roles in dramas, and the bright, dimpled smile that used to be his trademark was left forever in the past. He emerged instead with long hair, a beard, and a gaze that carried an immense, lingering weight of exhaustion, grief, and profound resilience. In 2018, he starred in the film Dying to Survive, playing a leukemia patient with a stunning, breakout performance that successfully transformed his career. Then came 2025. Thanks to his role in Spring Song, he clinched the Best Actor award at the 38th Tokyo International Film Festival. Nearly 20 years of friendship, followed by a permanent, irreversible farewell, has left an immense, heavy burden etched into his appearance. What makes this even more poignant is that August 2026 marks exactly 10 years since Qiao Renliang's passing. The reason Wang Chuanjun's stage appearance triggered such a massive wave of emotion boils down to three compounding factors. First, the profound depth of their emotional bond. Amidst the glittering, transactional nature of the entertainment industry, such a sincere, youthful brotherhood is a rare breed. Nobody could have predicted a life script this harsh because tears never lie. Second, the striking, almost uncanny resemblance in the actor's appearance. Many netizens used to mock Wang Chuanjun's disheveled style on various TV shows. It wasn't until he hinted at his late friend that everyone finally realized that long hair and thick beard bore an uncanny resemblance to the shadow of a young Qiao Renliang. As one netizen commented, "It strikes right through the heart. Perhaps this time, Wang Chuanjun has set his purpose to live on, carrying a piece of his best friend's soul." Third, and most crucially, is the fact that in the minds of many, the name Qiao Renliang has long been treated like a taboo, a strict boundary no one is supposed to cross. After the trending searches exploded, state-backed mainland media published articles claiming that over-interpreting the moment was a form of disrespect toward Wang Chuanjun's silence. Yet, if we take a closer look, public perspective and the official state narrative have always stood in direct opposition to one another. The media's relentless push telling people not to over-interpret only ended up achieving the exact opposite. That name, that piece of shared history, has been intentionally muted and suppressed within the official standard narrative for a full 10 years. By the way, for those of you wanting to grab some official Tracers merch, everything is live right now. We've got hoodies, tank tops, mugs, tumblers, phone cases, and a whole lot more. You can check it out by clicking the link below. It's fully integrated right here into the video. We had a friend of 20 years. Yeah, I felt like I had to do something on stage as a sort of tribute. Lately, there have actually been so many friends leaving our lives. So I felt I had to use this stage to create a piece of work together with him so that afterwards there would be no regrets. Yet, as an insider of that very circle, Wang Chuanjun, on a nationally broadcasted variety show, was forced to choose not to name names, not to turn his head, and not to speak openly, using an intensely veiled form of communication to touch upon that painful taboo, while simultaneously protecting himself from being swallowed up by the censorship of capital. So, what does this truly reveal? When normal human emotional expression must rely entirely on euphemisms and masked signals just for self-preservation, what's being protected is definitely not Wang Chuanjun himself. Rather, it is the authorities who refuse to let the public keep digging into the truth. This stage performance that sparked an uproar across cyberspace fundamentally happened because he once again ripped open a wound that has never been allowed to heal. Why is it that 10 years have passed since Qiao Renliang's death, and even up to the subsequent passing of Yu Menglong, millions of people among the public are still relentlessly chasing and questioning these events to this day? Let's take a look at another event that shook the entertainment industry in 2026. In 2026, 37-year-old actor Yu Menglong suddenly passed away. Once again, the authorities opted for a low-profile handling and a rapid cover-up. Yet, on overseas social media platforms like TraceX and various public forums, a massive wave of voices surged forward, firmly believing that he did not escape the ruthless rules of the entertainment circle, leaving the cause of his death shrouded in mystery. In fact, overseas communities ignited a global topic demanding justice for Yu Menglong. Countless fans staged day after day offline protests abroad, crying out and urging that every single post be used as a guiding torch, refusing to let darkness run rampant without boundaries. What shrouds the entire event in an even deeper web of conspiracy is a circulating online list of 17 individuals. Rumor has it that the list of 17 people circulating in connection with the deaths of both Qiao Renliang and Yu Menglong shares a striking degree of overlap. Even the late young screenwriter, Lu Nianan, was brought up by netizens for having intense business ties with figures on that very list before his death. We need to specifically emphasize one point. Regarding the list of 17 people and the conspiracy rumors circulating on the internet, to this day, there has been no official legal ruling, nor can they be independently verified. However, that is precisely where the core problem lies. In a just, informative, and transparent society, if the investigative reports provided by the authorities were detailed enough, if the chain of evidence were complete enough, and if its credibility were genuinely satisfying, how could anyone possibly fabricate a list of 17 people? How is it that 10 years have gone by and the public is still questioning the causes of these deaths? The continuous public questioning surrounding the deaths of Qiao Renliang and Yu Menglong is not because netizens are blindly buying into conspiracy theories. Rather, it stems from the public's deep-seated fear of the dark, unspoken rules within the entertainment circle, as well as a collective distrust of the narrative being tightly controlled and covered up by the authorities. But we need to elevate this perspective to a more macroscopic level. Why has an entertainment industry laden with unfathomable dark secrets become a kind of psychological prejudice almost universally agreed upon by society across the mainland? Because in recent years, the public has witnessed far too much absurd chaos. The greed of capital, casting scandals, where fans pooled together millions upon millions of funds only to watch milk get poured down the drain. Misallocated resources, traffic stars pocketing millions upon millions in kickbacks, yet failing to meet even the most basic standards of ethics. Scandals, sexual commerce, tax evasion reaching astronomical figures, prostitution, and countless other dark records. The grim shadows hovering from top actresses to young actors, rumors of sexual transactions, abuse of power, and the total control of personal lives never seem to stop. Yet we rarely ever see regulatory departments conduct a thorough, industry-wide investigation. What's even more chilling is that the industry's standard operating procedure, SOP, for handling major scandals always ends the same way: a cold shutdown. Hot searches wiped, topics blocked, personal Weibo accounts silenced or banned, and then the relevant authorities drop a brief, watertight announcement that puts an end to the matter with a hard stop. After that, everything goes quiet again, as if nothing ever happened. When an industry, or even the system as a whole, operates on the logic of suppressing whatever pops up and silencing whatever cannot be suppressed, the public will inevitably form a deeply ingrained psychological preset over Thiong Run. Anything whose investigative details are not fully and transparently disclosed has ultimately been crushed by power. That is precisely why the deaths of Qiao Renliang and Yu Menglong have transformed into a bottomless, unfillable black hole deep within the public consciousness. This is no longer just an isolated tragedy involving the death of an artist. Rather, it is a reflection of a collective distrust held by hundreds of millions of people toward the operations of capital across the entire entertainment industry, and ultimately toward the official information environment as a whole. What people are searching for is no longer just a specific name, but a heavy, boundless question. Within such a massive, tightly sealed web of vested interests, just how many truths are forever being stripped of our right to know as ordinary people? And why Wang Chuanjun stood on that stage with such a profound gaze, and why he instantly resonated with the depths of millions of hearts, is precisely because he did not defend any official party nor cover up for any faction of capital. Instead, he used the apathy and silence of an ordinary person to reawaken memories that had been forcibly locked away deep inside the minds of netizens everywhere. By bringing those events back from a variety show stage where old brothers fought through tears into the current era we live in, you begin to see a resonance echoing across three different levels. On a micro level, It is a sincere, profound remembrance, a 2-decade-long bond of youthful brotherhood, the deepest sentiment an acclaimed actor holds for his late friend. On a meso level, it is the instant awakening of a national collective memory. When a name has been intentionally blurred by the official narrative for a full decade, and when every tribute must rely on blank spaces without uttering a single name, the public uses the comment section within seconds to complete a silent, yet staggering form of collective protest. We never forgot, and time has never erased it. On a macro level, this is a collective anxiety regarding truth and trust. The public's repeated discussions about Qiao Renliang are fundamentally a form of resistance against the information black box. Wang Chuanjun once said on a show, "People come and go. Many friends have left our side." I think on that day, what made people across the country feel such a deep, piercing sorrow wasn't just the permanent loss of a friend, but that helpless feeling that sinks right into your bones. Clearly, there is so much agony bottled up inside, clearly knowing so many stories, yet before the truth is brought to light, we can't even mention a single name, can't speak a single word. That kind of helplessness was experienced by Wang Chuanjun. And in an era where information is strictly filtered and the truth is wrapped in layers of packaging, every ordinary person chasing the truth experiences it too. It is precisely because we all carry this same heavy sense of helplessness and oppression that the joke of an unnamed tribute turned into the most shocking, roaring cry across the entire internet. Time can soften a wound, but it can never erase the marks it left behind. When power and capital attempt to use silence to cover everything up, the public's memory is our final line of defense. Tracers, what are your thoughts on Wang Chuanjun's emotional speech and the public's decade-long pursuit of truth regarding the deaths of Qiao Renliang and Yu Menglong? Do you believe the official conclusions that have been put on ice? Drop your honest opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so we can keep tracking more historic events that uncover the hidden truth. If you're still watching this, maybe you're looking for the same thing I am.